spotlight this morning, Silence is Purgatory. In the latest episode of the series spin-off of Silence of the Lambs, Clarice seeks help from Julia Lawson, corporate accountant for a company tied to the River murders. Here to tell us all about it is Jen Richards, the guest star who plays Julia. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for being here, and a big congratulations to you as well, because I was reading while you worked on the show, you were working as a consultant, and then they came to you and said, we want you to be part of the show. So how does that feel?
It's wonderful. It's kind of a surprise. I do a lot of advocacy work for trans actors behind the scene, and I think my intention had always been to make it a little bit better for the next generation of actors. And so when occasionally an opportunity still comes my way, I'm incredibly grateful for it.
And it's really great that they actually realized that they needed someone who understands and is able and has a voice as well to be part of the show.
I give a lot of credit to the showrunners, Alex Kurtzman and Jenny LeMay and Elizabeth Klovetter. They went to GLAAD right away and wanted to make sure that any LGBTQ representation in the show was accurate and not harmful. And they saw the movie, the documentary Disclosure, which is on Netflix and chronicles the history of trans representation in film and television, and realized that the character of Buffalo Bill had actually done a lot of damage to the trans community. Mm-hmm. It was part of a long legacy that often linked trans people and violence, even though that is it has nothing to do with reality. Mm-hmm. And they wanted to both kind of heal that damage, you know, to acknowledge what it had done and put it right, and then also provide an opportunity for a trans character to do something we hadn't seen on network television, which is to be more than just trans and to be a kind of hero and involved in the plot in a different way than we typically see.
Well, hats off to them for doing that and bringing you into the show as well. So tell us about the plot line and the role that you have taken on.
Over the course of the season, the team has come across a few murders, like you said, the River murders, and they're beginning to realize that there may be a link between a particular drug and the pharmaceutical company that manufactures it and these deaths. Clarice is pressured to find an informant within the company and is referred to an accountant named Julia Lawson. When she finds out that Julia is trans, she's pressured to use that as leverage against her. And instead, Clarice and Julia form a pretty powerful personal relationship, and Julia is forced to make a decision about whether she wants to risk a really pretty good life that she's built for herself, but that depends on her coworkers not knowing that she's trans, and whether she wants to risk all that to stand up and do what's right.
And Jen, you're not just going to be part of like one show, you're going to be on multiple episodes as well.
It's a 3-episode arc, yes, that begins this week.
And this show, too, for anyone who hasn't watched, obviously we know it's based on Silence of the Lambs, but this show really has kind of written its own path and goes down its own road.
Absolutely. One of the things that excites me most is in the movie, if you recall, Clarice had a best friend, Ardelia, who's a black woman. And one of the things that they deal with in the show is what it's like as Clarice has advanced and Ardelia hasn't. And the show unpacks a lot of the kind of simmering social tensions within the movie and then brings them into the forefront, which is one of the most exciting kind of feminist contemporary aspects of the show, while still rooting it in the very real social conditions of the 90s.
Well, Jen, we are so happy that you were able to join us, and best of luck to you and everybody on the show as well. We're glad you're part of the show. Don't miss Jen in the next Clarice tomorrow night at 10 right here on WPRI 12.